This would be historic for the United States. The last time an American broke a world record, this young man was not even born.
Let's go! Yes, you can! Go ahead! Get out your son!
The USA men's weightlifting team has, for a while now, been suffering from a bit of a problem. But this guy, Hampton Morris, might have broken the cycle. You see, decades ago the USA was one of the strongest countries in the world of weightlifting. But as the world of team sports began to grow in popularity, a phenomenon that totally swept the USA over the last few decades, much of the sporting talent has, understandably, followed the larger, louder crowds of stadium sports.
Auburn's gonna win the football game! Auburn's gonna win the football game!
Weightlifting for many decades has been a strange sport in many Western countries, a sport taken up by enthusiasts, barbell lovers, lacking in monetary support and guidance, but fueled by an insatiable appetite for picking up heavy things. The joy has always been in the journey. And so over the last few decades, until very recently, the USA men's team has struggled to find its footing. But Hampton Morris, the young 61-kilo weightlifter, seems to have broken through, joining an elite team of 3 weightlifters. More on that at the end. Don't forget to head to weightliftinghouse.com to check out our buy any 2 get 1 free mix and match and get 15% off your first order. Weightlifting House is worn by Olympic champions, world champions, and now you. So go get something for free and get 15% off your first order at weightliftinghouse.com. The link is down below. He's pushing beyond his cultural boundaries into areas only occupied by the countries whose athletes were never swept up into other sports, countries like Bulgaria and China. And this training session, by the way, is his final heavy training session before he breaks the USA men's weightlifting curse, before he ends this idea that they can't set new standards for the rest of the sport, that they can't set world records. To quote Ireland's Conor McGregor, "We aren't here to take part, we're here to take over."
Yeah, we're not here just to take part, we're here to take over!
And what better way to do that than by raising not just the USA's standard, but by raising the world's standard, by setting a new world record.
Like that.
3 bites, baby.
It's a PR. It's good, jerk. Gotta go.
So back to the problem that's been plaguing the USA men's team. It's worth mentioning that their performances have been amazing given the lack of national interest. I've had the pleasure over the years of interviewing the best in the USA. Wes Barnett, Shane Hammond, Tara Knott, and of course many of the coaches who paved the way for the athletes. The late Harvey Newton and the late and great Glenn Pendley, to name just a few. So this is not to take anything away from their courageous performances. They did what they could with what they all had. But over the last 2 decades, there has been a strong resurgence in men's weightlifting, primarily, but by no means exclusively, with the help of CrossFit, bringing the barbell back into the hands of the everyday American. Weightlifters like Kendrick Farris and Chad Vaughn had already pushed the levels within the continent, and then in the last decade, there were younger men, breaking out in the youth and junior ranks on a global stage, winning medals, and even setting youth world records. But as they aged up and the rest of the world continued to train, they were unable to hang on to the same echelons. They achieved a lot, but fell behind their international peers, who they were once above at a younger age. Hampton Morris, however, who in this training session snatches a personal best of 134 kilos and attempts a world record in the clean and jerk, a feat he manages days later, has broken the barrier. He hasn't fallen back behind the rest of the world. At the time of filming this, he was a youth and junior world record holder. Days after, he added senior world record holder to the list.
That's it.
Oh my goodness! Hampton Morris
He's done it.
just set a senior world record. That is unbelievable, man.
That is extraordinary.
Raising the standard by which all other 61s are now judged. No longer is the world record an unattainable feat to those in America. It now belongs to America. The young 20-year-old has made the USA the new standard. Only 2 other weightlifters in the world own world records in the youth, junior and senior categories. North Korea's Kim Il-gyong and Bulgaria's Carlos Nassar. Kim, Carlos and Hampton. That's an elite group. In this training session, we got to see the type of mindset that allowed Hampton to break through the cloudy decades. His attempts and misses at a new world record were not enough to shake his belief that it was possible. Days later, it was his.
Oh, it's just you came off your heels. That's all. Yeah. Yeah. They do the test and be done. Yeah.
Hampton Morris is no longer trying to ride the wave. He is the wave. Subscribe for more. Don't forget to head to weightliftinghouse.com and take a look at our buy any 2 get 1 free mix and match, plus get 15% off your first order. That's weightliftinghouse.com. The link is down below.